everyone, welcome back to another video. It's Cooking with Cassia. So today we're going to be making milk bread. So this is an enriched dough. We enrich it with butter and eggs to give it a lighter, fluffier, more delicious texture. So first of all we're going to get the Tangzhong ready, which is essentially just the starter. So that's going to be some milk and some flour. So over at the stove. So we're just going to cook the flour out until it starts to thicken, like a bit like a Béchamel. We want to cook it on a medium to high heat just to cook out the flour. If you don't cook the flour out, it's not going to thicken and you'll have a floury taste, which you don't want. You want to keep stirring so the milk doesn't scald and the flour doesn't burn, and you want it to be lump free. So as you can see, it's starting to thicken. You want to keep whisking at this stage because this is where lumps are going to form. Keep whisking. It doesn't take long to form. And as you can see, you've got a nice texture here. Make sure you have a separate bowl at the ready so you can then transfer it into there to let it cool down. So now that we have the Tangzhong, we're going to start with the dry ingredients. So in the bowl we have 300 grams of strong white bread flour, 100 grams of milk powder, 30 grams of sugar and 6 grams of salt. And then we're going to want to mix this around just to incorporate all the ingredients. And then we've got 15 grams of dry action yeast. I'm going to pour this with the milk, making sure to stir it around. This is I've done it a couple of times before. This is like the main time. So we've got the yeast and milk ready. We've made a well in the middle of our bowl. I'm just going to pour the yeast in with the egg, and also the Tangzhong mixture. And just using a spoon, we're just going to incorporate all the ingredients and then we can get our hands in. Now that it's mainly incorporated, just get most of it off and then we can start using our hands. Once it's mainly incorporated like this, just put it on a clean surface with the rest of the flour, and then we can start kneading it on the bench for about 10 minutes until it's elastic. So now the dough is lovely and elastic. We've kneaded it for about 10 minutes now. It's lovely and smooth and the gluten has developed. And when you press your finger on it, it does come back up. So it shows that the gluten has developed. So now we want to slowly incorporate our diced butter. It's important to dice it to make sure it's fully incorporated. And make sure it's chilled, because if it's too soft, it's just going to melt and it's going to be a horrible sticky dough. So just flatten the dough out and then just slowly put maybe 1 or 2 blocks in at a time and then just knead it in. This is what enriches the dough and makes it light and fluffy. Have you ever made bread before or not? So the dough dough's all ready now, all the butter's incorporated. It's a lovely, smooth dough. It's elastic, we've developed the gluten. We're just going to leave it in an oil bowl now to rise. Leave it for about an hour or two, and then dry one place to allow the yeast to do its work. And so yeah, we'll just leave it for about an hour or two just to double in size. Just at the 360.
Right out the bottom there.
Keep on. Do you like it?
It's really good. Cheers.
Cheers.